Welcome to the Slow Listening Podcast series, the show where we train your ears step by step. Let me ask you straight. What does being unstoppable in English really mean? Not in sports, not in business, in your daily life with this language.
Hello, Martin. I'm Julia, and I'll answer from the bottom of my heart. For me, being unstoppable means not being afraid, being confident, not afraid of making mistakes, not afraid of starting to talk to a stranger, confident in my skills, confident in my knowledge.
Thank you, Julia, for being so honest. From the bottom of my heart, unstoppable makes me think of a song. Do you remember Queen's Don't Stop Me Now?
Of course. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball.
And then it goes on. Don't stop me now. If you want to have a good time, just give me a call.
Every time I hear it, I feel strong, joyful, full of energy. The power of music. It makes you unstoppable.
Exactly. That freedom, that smile, that confidence, that's what unstoppable means to me. And that's the feeling we're going to create together today. Because being unstoppable in English isn't about being perfect. It's about not wanting to stop.
Picture 3 different quick scenes of your daily life. 1. You're at the cafe counter, they ask a follow-up you didn't expect, and you answer without that half-second panic. Second scene. You're in a Zoom interview and your intro flows. Clear, calm, finished. They are looking at you and smiling. Third scene. A neighbor stops you at the elevator. Or even better, you meet someone very interesting at an airport for the first time. You chat for a few minutes and it feels easy.
Today we'll make that concrete with the CLEAR method. 5 steps like a GPS for your learning. C for choose, L for lay the ground, E for engage, A for adapt, and R for reinforce. We'll name where we are, remind you where we've been, and show you what's next. We want to be clear with our CLEAR method. Choose, lay the ground, engage, adapt, and reinforce.
Promise. By the end of this episode, you'll have a 14-day sprint you can start tonight. Give us 20 minutes a day, and you'll see visible progress, measurable, audible shifts in how you sound and how you feel when you speak. Also, in a few minutes, I'm going to ask you a question most learners avoid, but it decides progress. We'll answer it later. You'll know exactly what to do when your brain blanks. You will know what to do when suddenly you do not find the words to speak.
Here we go.
Let's start with the CLEAR method. Step 1 is choose, choosing a finish line. And here's the truth. Fluent someday is a mirage. If your goal is just fluency, your brain has nothing to grab. But a finish line, that's a short, specific, real-life scene you can actually rehearse.
Think of it this way. Athletes don't just say, I want to be fit someday. They say, I'm running the 5K next month. That 5K is the finish line that organizes their training. In English, your finish line might be ordering coffee without freezing when they ask for here or to go. Introducing yourself at the start of a Zoom meeting. Asking one clear question at a conference. Handling a quick customer call without passing the phone to a colleague.
And finish lines work in any direction of your life. Professional, next Thursday's job interview, confident intro, answer 3 questions, ask 2. Academic, next Monday's presentation, 3 slides, 1 minute each, strong close. Social, next weekend's barbecue, Chat for 2 minutes about hobbies with a new friend. Even micro finish lines count. Tomorrow, ask the bus driver what time the bus arrives.
Here's the magic. When you name a finish line, your study stops being random and becomes rehearsal for a scene. You don't just practice English, you rehearse what you'll actually say in the moment that matters. And your brain loves this because it knows why it's working.
Grab a note and write finish line, then describe a scene in one sentence. Example: Monday 9 a.m., stand-up meeting, 1-minute update, clear status, one request at the end. That's sharp enough to guide practice, but short enough to feel achievable.
Let's stress this. A finish line is not your life goal. It's not live abroad or become bilingual. A finish line is a checkpoint, a practical scene where you can prove progress. Stack finish lines one after another, and suddenly fluency isn't a dream. It's the natural result of dozens of small, clear victories.
Micro exercise. Take 5 slow breaths. Picture the room, the faces, the first sentence you'll say. Say it once out loud. Whisper if you must. Good. That's a stake in the ground.
Why is goal setting so useful for your English? 3 reasons. Attention. Your brain filters what matters. When the goal is sharp, relevant phrases light up when you hear them. Memory, specific context attaches vocabulary to scenes. It sticks. Motivation, the brain loves closure. When you can finish something, you actually start.
A little recap. We're at clear step 1. Choose. Why it matters. Direction beats intensity. Coming up, we'll make starting easy every day by removing friction. And as promised, we are going to ask you something we all have lived when you get stuck in English. Blank mind, lost word. What do you usually do? Do you go quiet, or do you push through with what you have?
Hold that answer. We'll come back with a safe move you can use anywhere.
Step 2 in the clear method is lay the ground. Think of this as preparing the runway before the plane takes off. Most learners think they lack motivation, but what really holds them back is friction. Those small obstacles that make starting difficult.
Exactly. Friction in English learning looks like this. You sit down to study and spend 10 minutes choosing a YouTube video. You want to practice speaking, but your headphones are in another room and not charged. You tell yourself, I'll speak after I memorize a bit more grammar. Each of these frictions adds up, and suddenly your 20-minute study session is gone.
The solution: remove friction before it appears. Athletes lay out their shoes the night before. Musicians keep their instrument in sight, not in the case. Writers open the document to the exact paragraph they'll start with. In English, lay the ground means design your environment so practice feels automatic.
Here are 3 simple ground-laying moves. One folder on your phone called English Sprint. It holds your audio clip, your notes app, and your recording app. When you open it, you know exactly what to do. One notebook page titled Finish Line Scripts. This is where you'll keep the exact lines you're rehearsing. No more hunting through random notebooks. One timer set to 20 minutes. This is your compass block, your focused session.
Let's go deeper into the compass block because this is where the system really comes alive. The idea is simple. When the timer starts, your decisions are already made. You don't ask, what should I do today? You already know the flow. The compass block is your rehearsal stage, the safe space where you practice exactly what you'll say in your finish line scene. Think of it as a mini lab for your English. For 20 minutes, you're not learning about English, you're using English. That means shadowing a short clip 5 times, practicing your 5 finish line lines once slow, once natural, recording yourself once and noticing one improvement. That's it. No scrolling, no searching, no chaos.
Why call it a compass block? Because it always points you back to your finish line. Like a compass keeps travelers on course, this block keeps your practice aligned with the outcome you chose in step 1. Even if you only do this 20 minutes a day, you're always heading north towards your finish line.
And it's small on purpose. You don't need 2 hours, you need consistency. 20 minutes is short enough to fit into a busy day, but long enough to rehearse one scene properly. Stack compass blocks, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your skills grow.
Let's make it real. Suppose your finish line is a job interview. Laying the ground could mean keeping your 5 interview lines taped on your laptop, downloading one professional clip to shadow, setting your timer 20 minutes, no excuses.
Or suppose your finish line is cafe small talk. Laying the ground might mean writing your 5 cafe lines on a sticky note you carry, saving one 15-second clip of a barista interaction, doing your compass block every morning on the bus.
And here's a micro action for you right now. Look around your space. What's one piece of friction you can remove today? Create the folder. Place your notebook where you'll see it. Set the timer on your phone. That's laying the ground.
Because when the ground is clear, the path is easy. And if the path is easy, you'll walk it more often.
GPS recap. So far in clear, we've chosen a finish line and we've laid the ground so practice feels automatic. Next up, step 3. Engage. Putting your voice into action.
Tiny story. Unfinished for now. Let's talk about Lucia. She works front desk at a small boutique hotel in Spain. For her, English isn't just a nice skill. It's the difference between feeling capable and feeling like she's failing at her job. Every morning she faced uncertainty. Would the next call be from a local guest speaking Spanish or from an international traveler speaking only English? Whenever it was the second, she panicked. Her chest tightened, her mind went blank, and almost every time she passed the phone to a colleague. That gave her relief for a second, but afterwards came the guilt. I should have been able to do this myself. Her finish line was simple on paper, but powerful in practice. Handle a 5-minute call in English without handing it over. Why? Because every call she avoided chipped away at her confidence. She wanted that cycle to stop. So she made a plan. During her first week, she kept a short script next to the phone, basic lines like, "Good morning, welcome to the hotel," and "Could you repeat that more slowly?" She read them quietly every morning while the booking system booted up. And then came day 7. The phone rang, and on the other end was a guest speaking English. Exactly the kind of situation she usually avoided. I'll tell you what happened, but to really understand her reaction, you need to know the next step in Clear, Engage. Because it was by using that step that Lucia faced the moment differently.
Step 3 in the Clear method is engage. This is the moment you stop preparing and actually put your voice into action. It's where theory becomes muscle memory. Think of it like learning to swim. You can watch videos and read books, but until you get in the water, you don't swim. In English, engage means speaking out loud today with what you have.
The best way to engage is with deliberate small wins. That means instead of vague practice like, I'll study English for an hour, you focus on specific drills that connect directly to your finish line. There are two main tools here: shadowing and finish line scripts.
Let's break down shadowing first. You pick a short native clip, 10 to 20 seconds, and you repeat it while you listen, imitating rhythm, stress, and intonation. At first, it feels strange, but that's the point. You're training your mouth and ear to move together. Keep it simple. One clip, 5 repetitions, then record yourself once.
Then comes your finish line script, the exact lines you prepared in step 1. You don't need 100 phrases. You need 5 strong lines you can rely on. Practice them slow once, natural once, then record once. That's engaging. Your mouth, your voice, your confidence.
Now let's return to Lucia, because this is where her story really matters. Remember, it was day 7. The phone rang. On the line, a guest speaking English fast, asking about a booking. In the past, she would freeze past the phone and feel that mix of relief and shame. But this time she had Engage in her pocket.
First, she had her scripts by the phone, lines she'd rehearsed out loud every morning. She didn't panic about finding the perfect words. She went straight to her script. Good morning. Welcome to the hotel. Could you repeat that more slowly? That gave her the seconds she needed.
Second, she had shadowed short clips that week. She wasn't fluent, but her mouth was used to the rhythm of English. So even though the guest spoke fast, she could catch the stress words. Booking. Tonight. 2 people. That was enough to understand the core.
Finally, she used her finish line script to confirm the booking. Let me confirm your reservation. 2 people tonight, correct? The guest said yes. She finished with, "Thank you for calling. Have a good day." The call lasted just over 4 minutes. She didn't hand it over.
And here's the key. Lucia didn't suddenly become fluent. She became unstoppable for 4 minutes because she had prepared and then engaged out loud with the tools she had. That small victory changed how she saw herself. She wrote it in her journal that night. Today, I finished the call myself. That's how confidence is built, scene by scene, line by line.
And that's why step 3 is so important. You can choose your finish line and lay the ground perfectly, but if you don't engage, if you don't actually speak, you'll never feel the breakthrough. Engage is the bridge between preparation and reality.
Before we move on, let me introduce you to another learner, Ravi. He's an engineer in India preparing for his first big international meeting. For weeks, he had practiced. He chose his finish line. Give a 1-minute project update in English. He laid the ground, scripts on his desk, a timer on his phone. He engaged, shadowed short clips, rehearsed his lines, recorded himself. The day came, his manager looked at him and said, "Ravi, could you give us a quick update?" And that's when it hit. Ravi felt his heart pounding so hard he thought everyone in this room could hear it. His palms sweated. His throat tightened. His mind went completely blank. It was as if all the words he had prepared simply vanished.
Do you remember that question we asked near the start? When you blank in English, what do you usually do? Do you stay silent or do you push through? We asked that on purpose because this was exactly Ravi's situation.
For a split second, he froze. He thought, what if I say it wrong? What if I embarrass myself? The silence felt endless. Every eye in the room was on him. And it was in that precise moment that something inside him whispered, Remember clear. But which part of clear? Which tool could save him now? That's where we leave him, right at the edge. Ravi is standing in the silence, his heart racing, his brain empty. To understand how he got out of it, you first need to understand the next step in the clear method: adapt. Because only when you know how to adapt, how to respond to the unexpected, will you see what Ravi did next.
GPS recap. So far in clear, Step 1, choose gave us direction. Step 2, lay the ground, cleared friction, and created a compass block. Step 3, engage, put our voice in motion, just like Lucia did on day 7. Coming next, Step 4, adapt, because even when you engage, obstacles and surprises will appear. We'll show you how to prepare for them before they knock you down.
In the next step, we'll show you exactly how Ravi handled that moment differently, and how you can too. Step 4 of the clear method: adapt.
Step 4 in the clear method is adapt. This is the stage where you deal with reality, because no matter how much you prepare, the real world never follows your script perfectly.
Exactly. Think of athletes. A runner might plan every stride, but if the track is slippery, they adapt their pace. Musicians miss notes on stage, but the audience hardly notices because they keep going. Great speakers sometimes lose their place when the slides don't work. What do? They adapt, they smile, they improvise, they move forward.
You know, English is no different from running a race. You can rehearse your finish line speech, but in real life, the cafe will be noisy, the interviewer will ask something you didn't expect, or the word you wanted to use just vanishes from your mind. And the truth is, the unstoppable learners aren't the ones who never make mistakes. They're the ones who know how to adapt when mistakes or surprises happen.
Exactly. And there are 4 simple tools that can help you adapt. Let's walk through them one by one.
All right, what's the first one?
The first is something I call if-then plans. Basically, you write small responses in advance. Like, if I forget a word, then I paraphrase. Or if I don't understand, then I ask, could you repeat that more slowly? Or if I freeze, then I use my rescue line. Let me say that more clearly. These little scripts for failure give you security because you know you always have a way out.
I like that. You're basically building an escape route before you even need it.
Exactly. Now, the second tool is what I call paraphrase and push. Don't waste energy searching for the perfect word. Swap it for something simpler. Forget the word recommendation. Just say good advice. Forget apartment. Say the place where I live. Forget boarding pass. Say the paper for the airplane. Your message is still clear and you keep the conversation moving.
That's such a relief because I think a lot of learners freeze right there. They're searching in their head for that perfect word.
And while they're searching, the conversation dies. But if you just paraphrase, you stay alive in the conversation.
Okay, what's tool number 3?
Rescue lines. These are universal sentences you memorize so you can use them anytime. Things like, another way to say it is, or let me say that more clearly. Or even just, what I mean is, they're like emergency exits. They buy you time to breathe, restart, and keep going without panic.
I love that. Almost like pressing pause on yourself.
Exactly. And then there's the 4th tool, what I call a failure library. Every mistake you make can be turned into a lesson. You write a short entry like froze in small talk, solution, asked a question to buy time. Or forgot a tense, solution, restarted with to be clear. Over time, this becomes your personal manual of survival strategies.
That's really smart. It's like keeping a notebook of strategies that grows with you.
Yes, and it changes the way you see mistakes. Instead of scars, they become fuel.
And I guess that's why adaptation works so well. The brain panics when it thinks there's no way out. But if you have these if then plans, a few rescue lines, and even your own failure library, your brain starts to believe, I always have a backup. That kills the panic before it can take control.
Exactly. Adaptation isn't about being smooth or perfect, it's about being unstoppable. When you adapt, you're telling yourself, I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to keep going. And that's what real confidence looks like.
All right, let's make this practical for everyone listening. Right now, take a minute and write down 2 if then plans for yourself. For example, if the cafe is too noisy, then I switch to my short version. Or if I lose a word, then I say, another way to say it is,
And tonight, memorize 2 rescue lines, just 2. Say them out loud 3 times each so they start to feel natural. You'll be amazed how much safer you feel just knowing you have them ready.
and finally, start your own failure library. 1 page in a notebook, 1 entry a week. That way, every mistake becomes fuel, not a scar.
Now let's go back to Ravi. Remember him? The engineer in India. He was standing at the meeting, heart racing, palms sweating, his mind a complete blank. For a moment, he felt crushed by silence. But then he remembered clear, specifically step 4, adapt. He didn't need to invent perfect English. He just needed to use the tools he'd prepared. So he took a breath, and instead of panicking about the word he forgot, he switched to something simpler. The big technical word vanished, so he said good advice instead. He bridged with a rescue line. Another way to say it is... And then he finished his thought. Was it flawless? No. Did anyone care? Not at all. His manager nodded, the meeting moved on, and Ravi walked out with a new story in his pocket. I adapted. I kept going. That's what unstoppable looks like.
A quick recap before our last stage. So far, every step has been building your ability to be unstoppable. Step 1, choose, gave you direction. You knew exactly what you were working toward. Step 2, lay the ground, cleared the friction, so nothing could stop you from starting. Step 3, engage, gave you momentum, your voice in motion, not just theory. And step 4, adapt gave you resilience, the power to keep going even when things didn't go as planned.
And that's really the essence of unstoppable. It's not about perfection. It's about always finding a way forward.
Exactly. And with just 1 step left in clear, we'll show you how to make that forward motion permanent. Step 5, reinforce. But before we open that door, let me ask you something. If this whole journey we've been on had a soundtrack, what song would it be?
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
I was picturing Lucia after hanging up the phone and Ravi after finishing their meeting. And in my imagination, they both start humming, then singing a song.
Don't tell me. I think I can hear it too.
Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time.
Don't stop me now. I'm having a ball.
Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time.
I don't want to stop at all.
And that's the point. The unstoppable learner doesn't stop. Which brings us to the final step of clear, reinforce. Because once you've learned to adapt, the only question left is, how do you keep going tomorrow and the day after that?
We've arrived at the final step of the clear method: reinforce. This is about making sure the progress you've built doesn't fade away. Because let's be honest, anyone can have a good day, anyone can practice hard for a week. But unstoppable learners, they don't just start strong, they keep showing up again and again.
Think about it. Muscles don't stay strong if you only train once. Relationships don't grow if you only talk once. And English won't become part of you if you only practice when you feel like it. Reinforcement is what transforms short bursts into lasting growth.
There are three main ways to reinforce your progress: your crew, your scoreboard, and your celebration.
Your crew can be as small as one person. It could be a friend, a colleague, or even a small WhatsApp group. The point is accountability, twice a week, 15 minutes each. You don't need to prepare a lesson. You just bring one mini task, a script, a short story, or one question to practice.
The second part is your scoreboard. Humans are wired to love streaks. We hate breaking them. That's why fitness apps track steps and gyms log workouts. For English, keep it simple. Put a mark on your calendar every time you complete a compass block. Over time, those marks tell a powerful story. I show up. I'm consistent. I'm unstoppable.
And then there's celebration. Small victories deserve small rewards. A fist pump after a difficult call, a coffee after 7 straight days, a quick message to a friend. I just did my script in English. Your brain needs that reward signal to say, this matters. Do it again.
And let's add 2 bonus tricks. The first is the 2-minute rule. On the days you don't feel like studying, lower the bar. Tell yourself, I'll just shadow one clip once or say my 5 lines once. That's it. Most days you'll do more. But even if you don't, you've protected your identity. I am someone who shows up.
The second is what we call anchors. Tie your English practice to something you already do. Shadow a clip while making coffee. Rehearse your lines before you open your laptop. Anchors connect English to daily life, and that makes the habit automatic.
And here's why reinforce is so important. Motivation rises and falls like waves, but systems are steady. If you reinforce with a crew, a scoreboard, celebrations, and little tricks like the 2-minute rule, your progress becomes inevitable.
And notice how this changes your identity. You stop saying, I'm trying to learn English. You start saying, I practice English every day. It's part of me. That's when you know you're unstoppable. Let's make it concrete. Who could be your crew? Write down one name. What will be your scoreboard? A calendar, an app, or a notebook? And what will be your celebration? Keep it small but meaningful.
And if nothing else, start with the 2-minute rule tonight. Even if you feel tired, even if your day is full, say to yourself, I'll show up for 2 minutes. That small decision is what keeps the streak alive.
So, let's put this into our GPS. Step 1, choose gave you direction. Step 2, lay the ground removed friction, so starting is easy. Step 3, engage put your voice into motion. Step 4, adapt gave you resilience when things go wrong. And now step 5, reinforce makes sure this progress doesn't vanish tomorrow.
And that's the complete clear method. Put together, these 5 steps make you unstoppable. Not because you'll never struggle, but because you'll always have a way to keep moving forward.
We've gone through the clear method, but here's the big question. What happens tomorrow? You've got the steps. You understand the tools. But how do you actually put them into practice in a way that sticks?
That's why we came up with what we call the 14-day sprint. It's not theory, it's not random practice, it's a roadmap. 2 weeks where you follow a simple plan each day, and by the end, you can look back and say, I really did this.
And don't worry, it's not hours of study. It's about 20 minutes a day your compass block. Every day you warm up quickly, shadow a short clip, rehearse your finish line script, take a small real-life action, and finish with a 5-sentence journal. That's it.
The first 3 days are about building your base. You stick to one clip, the same one every day, so your ear catches the rhythm. You draft your 5 lines for your finish line, and you record yourself once a day to hear progress.
Then days 4 to 6, we add a little gentle pressure. You change the clip to something a touch faster, and you practice standing so your sound feels more open. And we add a micro action. You send a 30-second voice note to a friend or a partner.
Day 7 is special. It's your checkpoint. You re-recorded the clip from day 1 and compare. You'll notice something sharper. Maybe your stress is better. Maybe your pauses are cleaner. Whatever it is, write it down. Add one obstacle and one solution to your failure library. And yes, celebrate.
Then days 8 to 10, you expand. This is where you connect your ideas. Add transitions like additionally or however. And take one real action. Ask a real person one real question in English. It doesn't have to be long. Just short, kind, and real.
The last stretch, days 11 to 13, you rehearse your finish line. Every day you do the whole scene as if it were happening. And each time you change one variable, speak faster, add emotion, or practice in a noisier environment. That way, when the real moment comes, you're ready for anything.
And then day 14, the proof. If your real finish line happens that day, amazing. If not, you simulate it completely, record it, or even send it to someone for feedback. And when you finish, you'll know deep down, you're not just practicing anymore. You've lived the scene.
And here's the best part. If your real finish line happens earlier, perfect. You practiced exactly what you needed. And if your scene changes, that's fine too. The system stays the same. You just plug in the new finish line. That's how you become unstoppable. One sprint at a time.
Before we wrap up, let's talk honestly about the traps that usually stop people. Because even with a clear method, there are 3 big pitfalls we see again and again.
The first one is what I call endless resource hunting. You know that feeling. You spend half an hour choosing a podcast, another 20 minutes scrolling through YouTube, and suddenly your study time is gone. It feels like work, but it's not practice. It's just searching. It's like changing your gym routine every single day. You never overload the muscle, so you never grow. The fix? Stick with one short clip for 3 days. That's long enough for your brain to notice the pattern and short enough to keep it fresh. By day 3, you'll actually feel your rhythm smoothing out.
The second pitfall is silent study. Reading, watching, even taking notes, but never speaking. It's like reading about swimming while sitting on a chair. You know what to do in theory, but the moment you jump in the pool, you sink. The way out is simple. End every practice session with a voice note. It doesn't matter if it's 20 seconds, and it doesn't matter if you send it to a friend, a partner, or even an AI app. The point is, your voice must leave your mouth. That's how you build real muscles for speaking.
And the third pitfall, perfection paralysis. You keep telling yourself, I'll speak when I'm ready, when it's perfect. But that day never comes. It's like a musician who practices a solo forever but never plays it in front of anyone. The fix here is two little tricks. One is the 2-minute rule. Just start. Even if you only shadow for 2 minutes, you win. And the other is what we call restart lines. If you choke in the middle of a sentence, just say, let me say that more clearly. Then continue. People won't remember the stumble. They'll remember that you finish strong.
These three traps, hunting, silence, perfection, they catch almost everyone. But now you know how to step around them. And once you do, you'll realize something powerful. It's not the big obstacles that stop learners. It's the little habits. Fix those, and you stay unstoppable.
Now, once you've gone through clear and maybe even finished your first sprint, there are some extra skills that can take your English to another level. Think of them as upgrades. You don't need them to survive, but they'll make you sound sharper and more confident.
One of the simplest upgrades is transitions, those little words that connect your ideas. Additionally, however, in short, they don't just organize your speech, they also buy you a second to think. Try this. Take your 5-line script and add a transition before line 3 and before your closing line. Suddenly your update feels smoother, like it has structure.
Another upgrade is how you ask questions. There are 3 shapes you can use. Open questions invite stories like, how did that go for you? Closed questions force a decision like, is Thursday okay? And preference questions make it easy to answer like, Thursday or Friday? If you practice moving from open to preference to closed, you'll notice you sound natural and in control of the conversation.
And here's one I love because it changes everything instantly. Your stance. Confidence isn't just in your words, it's in your body. If you stand or sit with space for your lungs and you let your exhale carry the sentence, you'll sound clearer. Try it now. Inhale slowly, then speak one line of your script while exhaling. You'll feel the difference.
None of these extras are complicated, but together they're like Polish on top of the system. They make your English not just correct, but confident.
We've come a long way today. Let's look back together.
Step 1, you chose your finish line because vague dreams don't guide you, but a clear scene does. Step 2, you laid the ground. So starting is simple, not heavy. Step 3, you engaged, your voice in motion like Lucia on that hotel call. Step 4, you adapted, like Ravi in his meeting, heart racing but still moving forward. And step 5, you reinforced, crew, scoreboard, celebration, those 2-minute wins that build unstoppable momentum.
And here's the big idea. Unstoppable doesn't mean perfect. It means you don't stop. Not at the blank mind, not when you're tired, not when life gets noisy. You always find a way forward. That's what makes you unstoppable in English.
Now here's our challenge for you. Tonight, write down your finish line for the next 2 weeks. Just one scene. Maybe a cafe order, a job interview intro, or a quick update at work. That's your target. And tomorrow, begin your sprint. 20 minutes, 1 clip, 5 lines, 1 micro action.
And here's the question we'd love for you to answer in the comments. What is your finish line? Tell us the exact scene you're choosing. Because when you share it, you're not just committing to yourself, you're helping everyone else see what's possible.
We'll read them, we'll cheer you on, and you'll see you're not alone. That's how a community grows, one learner saying to another, I'm on the same road. Let's do this together.
So, take that breath, say your first line, and start your sprint.
We'll be here in this next episode, ready to guide you further.
Keep your tools sharp and keep speaking.